Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our Parra from the League of Inches podcast, of course. Just myself tonight. So, all you Parra fans out there, unfortunately, Jake is away this week. So, no Jake in action post Magic Round. So, there is a bit of rumors floating around about him saying he was off chops, things like that, and couldn't handle Magic Round. Not the case. He was already booked in for this. Unfortunately, has not been able to make this episode. Before we get into things, just a couple of quick things. Firstly, thank a shout out to everyone out there that's liking, subscribing, all that sort of jazz, whether it's the social media pages, YouTube, the podcast, giving us a chance, giving us a listen, and clicking that bell icon, things like that. We are growing rapidly, so I want to send out a huge thank you to you all out there who are just doing those simple things, liking, commenting, sharing, letting your mates know about us, all that sort of stuff. So it is doing so much for us. It's helping us so much. Personally, I want to thank every single one of you so much. Keep it going. Keep letting everyone know about us. Keep spreading the good word. Do appreciate it. Secondly, got the new hats that a lot of you at Magic Ground would have seen all us guys wearing. I've got the light blue one, which you can just see here. The light's a little bit bright, but got the navy blue as well. So both are on sale now. So $29 plus your postage fee. What I'm doing at the moment for this week only, though, for podcast listeners or YouTube watchers, however you're getting this, 20% off. So message the page ASAP. Get in. I've only got a handful in the orders so far to give out until we've got to order some more. So if you want to be first in, get some of the first hats out there for League of Inches, message the page now and you will receive 20% off by simply letting us know you got this from the ad on the podcast. So 20% off the League of Inches hats, light blue or the navy blue. You get your choice. But great reviews around both of these hats over the weekend. Let's get into it. Let's absolutely rip into it. So firstly, I just want to start with this podcast by a huge congratulations to the juniors, obviously. So SG Ball narrowly missed out, got clawed back from behind with only a few minutes to go then into extra time. The Roosters overcoming that. But the girls absolutely did the club proud, did themselves proud, did everyone proud with two fantastic wins there against the Roosters as well. So that's great to see. Great to see the women's side of our club doing great things and growing. It was something that I was quite critical of. I had mentioned to the club a couple of times around what I look like sort of was happening just 2 years ago around the NRLW side of things and things like that. So that's very good to see. Very promising. Let you guys know now, like speaking to a few people around the club, things like that, there is so much optimism. There is so much excitement around the women's side of the game and the club at the moment that we look to be in going really upwards in that sort of thing. And we will look at the NRLW shortly over the next couple of weeks. But telling you now, there is a lot of people that are very excited and keen to see how we go this year. Again, top four, grand final, win it. Who knows? Now, Magic Round, obviously that has come and gone. I'll talk about the game in a second. What I want to talk about first is just being around, obviously, a lot of you Parra fans out there. Like we played on the Friday, many stayed around for the whole weekend. Many were wearing their jerseys and things like that. Seen a lot, obviously, Friday at the Parramatta event. Then obviously seeing a fair few Saturday, Sunday, like they're everywhere, which was awesome to see. Plenty came up, listened to the podcast, things like that. So I really do appreciate that sort of thing. Plenty said they appreciate the way we sort of come at things. We don't shy away from saying things how it is. Always have been like that, and they do appreciate that. They understand. Does come from a place of love, and it was just fantastic to get out there, mingle around, see a lot of the Parra fans. It was unfortunate about the result, which I will get to in 1 second, but I think we all did a fantastic job representing the club, making a bit of noise on the night. And it was great to see that blue and gold live in the flesh at Suncorp Stadium. Let's talk about the results. So obviously against the Cronulla Sharks, 28 points to 18. The loss does put us back down to last place on the ladder with Penrith getting the victory, unfortunately. Let's start with, to be honest with you, first off, I feel like I was quite disappointed with the way we started this game. And I said this last week, this is the first week I actually tipped the Eagles all year. First time I tipped all year. And I genuinely thought we were going to win this game. That's the sort of thing that was the most frustrating part about this post game was that I actually genuinely went there with this thought in my head, going, "We've got a real crack at this, and we should be winning." I just thought coming off a bye, we should have loaded our energy, been on the front foot. Yet it felt like the Sharks coming off a 5-day turnaround were doing that and sort of dictating terms early on, and we were on the back foot somewhat. I don't know. Again, I've been critical of the forward pack for all year. I've been critical of the forward pack for probably a number of years now. So it's not really a surprise, but it's just sort of it is a bit hard because those are the games for mine that as a club we should set our sights on, that these are the games we win. We simply go away from here winning the football game, and we didn't. So that is annoying. Couple like stats and things like Riley Smith, shout out to him, 57 tackles. That is an incredible effort. 57 tackles. He was everywhere after getting his start. And I believe, if I've got this correct, I'll just double check the stats. I've got the stats in front of me. He did play. He got through 72 minutes with 54 tackles. That is insane. So well done to Riley Smith. I think he's really putting his foot down now to cement that 9 jersey, if you hadn't done so already. In my opinion, his next step is just becoming an elite sort of 80-minute hooker, which I think is well within his grasp to grab as early as literally, I'm talking next couple of weeks, he could literally go up into that 80-minute quality hooker at our club, which I think we thoroughly need, and will allow us to do a little bit more and play around a bit more on the bench, which I'm really excited about. Someone like Joash Papali is very much ready to go, and I would love to see him somehow get into this 17, and I feel like it might be off the bench, playing a bit more of an attacking role, which will just turn our team, I reckon, to another level. Shout out to Isaiah Iongi as well. 200 run meters was huge at the back once again, really coming into his own. And I said this to a lot of people, don't be too critical of him until Mitchell Moses returns. And I think so far since Mitchell Moses has returned, he's probably played his 2 best games at the club. There's no coincidence there. I just think the way he'll run off his halfback, we see a lot in the competition, the 1 and the 7 combination. Some of the big clubs, the better clubs, have an amazing combination there. They've got their 2 big guns. They control things that's happening. The fullback runs off the halfback. And I think Isaiah Rongi and Mitchell Moses are doing that perfectly. So I love to see that. Adakar obviously got the couple of tries as well. 2 tries, was everywhere. 191 meters off 13 runs. So did a bit of work. Obviously did a few of those decent sized runs as well. One of them led to the try. So that was really good to see. Just sort of starting with more positive. Like I thought Dylan Brown was pretty good as well. Once again with Mitchell Moses there. Lastly, Junior Parra, I just want to talk about. Obviously, there was rumors last week about his foot injury, things like that. I'm feeling like that was rumors that I don't know if they're going to be confirmed or not by the club. I'm not too sure about that, but I wouldn't buy into that too quickly because I think the way I potentially could see this is that even though it is a lot of money for perhaps next year, if we can get 1 or 2 experienced middles and Junior can come on and play a 30 or 40-minute stint over that half-time period against weaker opposition forward packs and things like that, and playing the kind of form he's in at the moment, I think we can still get some pretty good value for money off him and get him to go around next year. We are very much lacking leadership, in my opinion, and experience at the moment with so many good young kids coming through the ranks. I'm starting to turn a little bit on Junior just with his performances this year. Like, granted, I know the last 2 years I've been fairly critical of what Junior has put in. I think this year he's turned the corner a little bit. And funnily enough, it's around a time where rumors come out about an injury and perhaps retiring at the end of the year. If that was the case by the club and they thought they'd go down that way, I'd be all for it. I'd be happy to see him go 1 more year, especially if you start to think there might be a chance that we can go quite well next year and go deep into like a finals run, things like that. Obviously, that will depend on some signings we can get. Obviously, Galvin's top of the list, seeing what happens there. But maybe another forward or 2, in my opinion, and just solidify that back line that we seem to basically have. So re-signing Josh Adokar would be huge there as well. Just a couple of the ones to talk about from, I guess, a bit of a negative at the moment for mine. the second row, we still just can't get it right. And I know that there's a couple of young kids there at the moment. I want to talk about Charlie Geimer first. I'm not too sure where Charlie Geimer is at in terms of what position they want him to play firstly. It feels like he was coming through more so that middle role, but now he's into that second row role after losing a little bit of weight. It's my personal opinion. I don't know who's agreeing with me. Please message me in the whether it's the page or message it in the comments if you agree or not. But I feel like he's lost a bit too much weight now. He's not. I feel like most tackles most runs I see him make, he's getting bent over. He's getting dominated, which isn't a good thing. I know he's young, but that's not great for his confidence. And it's sort of like, in a way, I'd rather him just go back to New South Wales Cup at the moment, play some consistent footy there where he can get some runs on the front foot, get the confidence up, because he feels like he's playing with a very his confidence is extremely low at the moment, and that could dent him for the future. I think that still massive raps on him. I think he's going to be a great player, but we just have to be careful with how we're bringing him up moving forward. Katoga, I know there's people out there that do rate Katoga, and trust me, I'm going to happily give him a bit more time. Again, it could be one of those things where is that time in New South Wales Cup to gain again some more confidence. I think he's just come out with a few too many errors in defense and attack, things like that. Not quite as effective as I would have liked. We see it obviously in the trials. He was very, very good. That's trial form. And we can all agree now. You just don't read too much into trial form, no matter how you want to look into it, whether it's from a positive point of view or whether it's from a negative point of view. It's just, it is quite difficult there. I would love at the moment for the club to go out and look at that second row options. Now, I want to quickly put something out to you guys on the spot. Like that's the game itself. Let's start to move towards just a bit of general footy Eels related chat at the moment. This talk about Dave Fifita at the Titans is not going to go away. If anything, I reckon it's going to get louder in the next few weeks. It doesn't feel like it's going to work at all. And I know he was signed with the Roosters, reneged, wanted to stay with the Titans. They've put in a better offer, things like that, to keep him. But it's very clear, I feel like, at the moment, that relationship simply isn't going to work. He wants to be on the left. He's made that very, very clear. And we've seen when he did get that spot on the left against the Dragons a few weeks ago for the Titans, he absolutely killed it. He was easily the player of the game and toyed with the Dragons for the whole game. I would go out there and suggest this and criticize me, throw it at me. I don't mind. I will take it. I would actually go after Dave Fifita. I would get him at the moment while the Titans are chipping in. We can get him for, like, let's say it's 450, 500 or something. The Titans are chipping in the rest. Let's say it's for 2 years. Let's give him that, and then let's see what he can do. Playing next to Mitchell Moses, or at the moment, if it was effective immediate, something like that, Dylan Brown, or coming over and then playing with Lockie Galvin, if that was to happen next year, I think we could get the best out. And, like, to be honest with you, at the moment he's playing with either Jaden Campbell or Brimson. He's looked better when he's had Foran, who's a genuine playmaker in my opinion. The other two are fullbacks, and it's been very hard. Like, don't get me wrong either. I'm happy to criticize Dave. I've been very critical of him in the past. I think he has picked his time and sort of kicked up stones when the time's right. And me, probably probably at the start of the year, I would have said no way. But the more I think about it in terms of money, financially, making it happen, I don't mind it at all. I really do not mind this signing at all. If it was to happen, if we were to go, I got no idea if the club's even thinking about it. But personally, I would actually go after David Fifita, give him an edge spot. We can give him that left edge at the moment as well. It hasn't been taken by anyone. Why not? I would love to know actually your comments around this signing and see if you guys would do the same. Very, very interested indeed. Next up, I guess let's continue down the rumours trend. The Roosters basically confirmed today via so many social media and media outlets that not Daniel Tupou, Dominic Young has been granted potentially immediate release. He's able to talk to clubs effective immediately. couple of comments when I put this post out suggesting the Eels sign him, things like that. I don't think that's the case. I think we've got some great young juniors coming through. And at the moment, when Zach Lomax is fit, I feel like we've actually got a really good back line. When you put that into play, you've got Adakar and Lomax on the wing, I'd say. Then you got Penasini and Simonson. I'll be making sure we re-signed Penasini, which is rumored to be happening. Then you got his brother, like Richard, in there. Sean Russell's a depth player. Personally, I'm happy if we don't re-sign Russell moving forward. I said that last week with our team in depth sort of chat. But for me personally, I wouldn't go after Dom Young. I think for the money, it's very clear for me the forwards is where we need to go to. And I'd rather take a chance on someone like a David Fifita where I feel like there's plenty of upside, where for mine, Dom Young doesn't really strengthen too much of what we're doing at the moment. We've already got strength in those positions, and we've probably got more consistency in those positions as well with Lomax and Josh Adokar. So I wouldn't be going there, and then I'd be putting more of that money in towards some of those youngsters coming through, keeping them at the club for some really good depth options and pushing for those positions over the next couple of years. Now, Mitchell Moses, obviously plenty of chat out there at the moment around him playing for Origin, playing for New South Wales, going back in the Origin scene. Bit nervous, to be honest with you, initially about obviously his body being right for that. We've seen him copied a bit in the Origin arena over the last few years. I would love to have him for the back end of this year, gaining confidence for next year and beyond. But one thing for sure is I think at the moment, since he's been back, he's proven he's an elite level halfback, probably in my opinion, top two, just behind Nathan Cleary. And I'd be having them both in the halves. That's my simple answer to that one. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I just want to simply say they're the two best halves in the competition at the moment. So I would be picking him. It is as simple as that. Having those two, their kicking game, if one gets tackled on the last, the other one can step up. If one's hurt or one's lacking a little bit, the other one can step up, game manage, things like that. To have that security blanket, I think it's invaluable. And I feel like if Queensland were on the other foot, or the shoe on the other foot for Queensland, they'd be picking their two best players, even if they were high. We've seen it in the past. We've seen them pair up players like Cronk and Thurston and things like that when they're very similar players, but they've just gone, you're two of the best players in the world. We need to make it happen. And I think New South Wales are the same here. For mine, Moses can play 5'8", Cleary halfback, move on. Team list Tuesday. So only the one change from the team that got beat. This is the Thursday game against the Dolphins at CommBank. I know it's probably going to be a pretty small crowd, but if you can, you're in the area, make sure you do go out there, support the boys. I think there was some sales on for tickets for this one as well. So they obviously wanted to get people out there, go there, support the boys. I think it's a great chance for a win once again, getting the Dolphins team off a couple of losses. But don't underestimate them. I feel like they're a very underrated, good football side. So everything's still the same. The only change is Santua Viti, which I'll talk about very shortly, is out, obviously, with injury over the next 8 to 10 weeks. Cinders Moses' ankle injury, unfortunately. I thought he was showing some really good signs. Matty Dury is there with Jordan Samrani on the interchange as well. We've obviously seen the rumours around about the fact that the club is moving him into that second row edge position. That's what they're looking at for him moving forward. So I like that for sure. Finally, Sam Tuivasa, obviously a huge blow for the club. But at the same time, I think he's had a great start to the year. Just been rested. I don't mind the fact that he will get a little bit of a rest now after a tough opening campaign. He's clearly proven, I think, to all of us that he can handle first grade. He can handle week to week. Now, next for him is getting a bit more in terms of minutes and solidifying those minutes on the field. Are very, very keen to see him do that at his next level. He'll get back by about round 20, can start to play again towards the back end of the year, really get into that, then work himself into that preseason into next year. And who knows, could be pushing for that starting spot next year. And like I said, Junior can come back to the bench, sort of switch roles in a way, which I don't think would not suit either of those players at all. And if anything, would probably work well by then and get to a bit more minutes. I think he's actually screaming for that in a way. I think the club, and credit to Jason Riles here, is treating some of these youngsters like your Moretti's, your Charlie Gomez and that with a little bit more care, not overplaying him in a way. But sort of like you throw Matt Dury in there as well. Like I think he feels like there's something he can get out of those few. Probably maybe he might be trying to select who's the ones to go with into the future, giving them all a bit of a chance. But I think one thing for sure, Sam Tuivasa is definitely one. That's it. That's all I'm going to do for you guys tonight. Don't want to go too much, just myself rambling on. I know that could be hard, a hard listen. So, again, if you got through this, really do appreciate it. Again, I'll go over the hats. Make sure you message the page if you are interested. 20% off the retail price, which is $29. That's just for this week. So as soon as you listen to the podcast, send the page a message if you're interested. Got the light blue and we've got the navy blue as well. But thank you. Go on socials, like, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. Hit the bell icon if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, I think it's the same, and hit follow on the YouTube as well. Thank you very much. Go the Eels for this weekend, and thank you all for listening. Goodbye.